Welcome to Does It Matter by Brainy Ballers, where we dissect the game with cutting-edge analytics to give you the upper hand. We analyze everything from hand sizes to average depth of targets to uncover hidden trends that no one else sees. Say goodbye to guesswork and hello to data-driven domination. Because here at Brainy Ballers, we don't just watch the game, we understand it. So get ready, it's podcast time.
All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is to find a shortcut for scouting the tight end position.
Exactly.
You sent us this huge stack of statistical analysis asking one really specific question.
Right.
Does a physical metric, this thing called catch radius, actually predict future fantasy football success?
And we're looking for the definitive answer here. The thing that separates the truly elite tight ends from, just the average guys.
Okay, so catch radius. Let's define that first. We're not just talking about big hands, right?
Not at all. It's the whole package. We're talking about a combined measurement, arm length, hand size, wingspan, the whole thing. It determines the largest possible window a player gives his quarterback to throw to.
I see. But let me push back a little here. The conventional wisdom, it often says arm length, wingspan, that stuff's irrelevant. So did the data back that up, or did it tell a different story?
It strongly challenged it. And we really hammered this data to make sure it wasn't just, statistical noise.
So what was the method? How did you test it?
So we look at the top 50 fantasy finishers using PPR scoring, going all the way back to 2005.
Okay.
And to find what separates the best from the rest, we compared the top 10 finishers against what we called the bottom 10. So players finishing from 41st to 50th.
Wait, so if you're just comparing the absolute best against, basically replacement level players, isn't it kind of obvious the better athletes will be better?
A fair question.
How did you isolate the catch radius specifically and not just like general athleticism?
That was the key. We were looking for physical traits that showed a correlation that was stronger than the standard stuff. And what popped out almost immediately was this undeniable trend. Higher catch radiuses consistently correlated with higher fantasy scores. Get this, in 13 of the 15 seasons we analyzed, that's 86.6% of the time, the top 5 finishers had a larger average catch radius than the guys in that 31st to 50th range.
So the ability to just bail out a quarterback on a bad throw, that's a defining trait.
It seems to be a critical high-value skill.
Okay, that's a strong trend, but a trend isn't a rule. We needed to know, where's the actual threshold? Is there a magic number?
And what's so fascinating is that we found one.
Do you want to start dominating your drafts? At BrainyBallers.com, we've researched every metric under the sun for you to find which ones are best linked to fantasy points. You can access hundreds of metrics to sharpen your scouting ability so you know which metrics matter and which are just noise. Stop guessing on which thresholds to look for within each metric. Big numbers can be misleading or irrelevant. Our Ultimate Athlete Blueprints reveal essential scouting metrics, their importance, and benchmarks within each metric that help predict a player's probability of being a success or bust. Elevate your scouting ability with Brainy Ballers Ultimate Athlete Blueprints today. Click the link in the description. Now back to the show.
It wasn't just a general bigger is better idea. We built out a detailed differences chart, and after stress testing everything, we found the optimal catch radius for top-tier talent.
And that is?
It's 10.1 and above. That's the dividing line.
10.1. So that's the bright line. What does that mean in practical terms, then? If it's such a separator, why do we still hear scouts talking so much about, like, a 40-yard dash time?
I think it's because this data is pretty new. And the numbers, they're staggering. Tight ends who fall into that 10.1 and above range, they had a 28.5% higher top 10 appearance rate compared to the group below that line.
28.5%, that's a massive edge.
It's a huge edge. And to validate it, we ran the Pearson correlation test. So for context, you're looking for a score of at least 0.1 to say something is, worth caring about.
And the score was?
We blew past that. It came in at 0.214. That is a strong signal, not just background noise. It proves the link is real.
So, to boil this all down for you listening right now, the takeaway is, yes, it matters.
A lot.
This metric should absolutely be a key filter for you, or at least a tiebreaker. When you're on the clock, maybe it's the 8th round, and you're stuck between 2 tight ends. The data says you should make the player with the catch radius of 10.1 or higher the statistically safer bet. Every single time.
And if we want to connect this to the bigger picture here, think about this. The correlation value for this one physical trait, 0.214, is incredibly close to the negative correlation value of quarterback draft capital.
Which is negative 0.219.
Exactly. And that's a metric everyone in scouting agrees matters. So the final question for you is, how much weight should you start placing on very specific physical measurables like this versus just looking at traditional college production?
It really makes you wonder if finding the perfect physical profile is the new shortcut to success.